Hi, this is Chris Stevens with Stevens Slinging Dirt. Tucker's running the camera today. This is the stuff we got going on tomorrow. We got all the stuff we need to put this together. We just got to get the ball joints. So tomorrow, we're going to put the lower A-arms on, get the spindles put on, get the rotors packed with grease, get them all put together so we can get this thing on the ground, so we can move it around and bring the stock car outside probably, and we'll start trying to take the engine apart tomorrow. So we can hopefully, later on this week, we'll get the engine stuff back in here, get it to where we can actually drive this around, then we'll probably take it down and get it power washed throughout the week so we can start putting this thing back together. Get the body put back on so we can get this thing ready for next month for our practice day. That's about all I've got planned out for tomorrow and throughout the week. So once we, like I said, once we get this thing done, then we'll focus on that stock car. So stay tuned and we'll fill you in as we go. Well, if you're just now tuning in on Stevens Slinging Dirt, go back to our first few videos, kind of get an idea of what we're all about. In this video, I guess we're going to just talk about a little bit about ourselves, about our background, what we got planned, what we got going on for this year's racing season, what we're looking forward to achieving. My son and his racing career, and what Dylan's got going on for his racing career for this year, his goals, and then what I got for goals for these two kids I want to hopefully achieve. A lot of it's just, just kind of getting familiar with the car again, since we've been sitting out all winter, just like everybody else. So, it'll take a little time to get out there on the track and get the feel of the car again, kind of get used to what you're doing. And kind of maybe get an idea of what some of the stuff you did last year that you want to improve on. I guess I'll just be happy if they finished all the races this year again. Just keep the car in one piece. I know it's racing, it doesn't always happen that way. I mean, there'll be nights you tear something up, but hopefully it's just minor stuff.
Our 2021 season's gonna be mainly around the modified and stock car. Hopefully later on in the season we'll get the late model up and going. Hopefully.
I mean, we might put the motor back in for the 2-day show up in North Platte. We might. We don't know.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Why?
Because maybe for the 2-day show for McCool or Beatrice, or both. Unless you actually want to race on the North Platte track, then you can put your seat in my car.
Nah, I don't want to do that. That's your car. Like I said, I tried that car once last year, and that was enough.
Well, you didn't have everything in there, like your own seat and stuff.
I know, because I really wasn't quite seated in there right. All I basically had was the 2 lap belts and the 2 shoulder belts. I couldn't even get the crotch belt put on because that seat's so dang small.
Fits me, so that's all that matters.
So, but if anybody around the Nebraska area, or anywhere, I guess, if you guys got a 14-inch full containment seat, hit us up.
You can go onto Facebook.
Go onto Facebook underneath Tucker Stevens or Nitro Stevens and look us up on our Facebook.
Or just comment down below in the comment section.
Yeah, or just comment there too. If you guys are looking for any sport mod parts, we do have some parts we'd be willing to trade or sell.
We got a lot because
I mean, we've got
brand new blue nose, and then we got a brand new blue skirt for the front nose.
And
Hood,
blue.
not a hood.
A roof. My bad. A roof.
We got a brand new blue roof. We got a brand new
Bird
spoiler
cages.
for a sport mod, and we got VSP 2-link bird cages for a sport mod, and then the upper and lower spring buckets. And we got the little rock shield that goes right in front of the cockpit area. We got a white fiberglass one we'd like to trade or sell.
We used to have a lot of stuff from sport mods, so if you're looking to buy or trade or something, just hit us up in the comments or on Facebook. But
Like I said, we are looking at McCool. It's going to be our Saturday night races. Lexington will be on our Sunday night races.
mainly McCool though.
We maybe later on this year we might try some different tracks. We might go down to Eagle. We might try Beatrice, especially try Beatrice because when he can get some track time there. So when we do go down to that two-day show in Beatrice, he'll have an idea of what we need to run for gears and stuff like that.
But this year for my 2021 season, I'm looking to at least get a couple top threes, and then I want to finish pretty good in points for McCool, and yeah, I just want to get a couple top threes and some top fives. I just want to finish better than what I did last year. I want to finish all the races I can, and not tear too much stuff up, because it's going to start costing a lot of money if I start tearing a lot of stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that I get the 604 put in my car, but it sucks to watch Dad sit out for the season, most of the season. I mean, that's kind of like what it was last year, but then finally got everything to put both cars together.
Yeah.
Went to the McCool 100 together, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
But once my car's done getting put back together, we're gonna swap places with the stock car and the modified, so we can start focusing on the stock car, getting it all done for my brother, and focus on his career, his racing career, because he hasn't raced in a while, and he's always wanted to race, but we never really had a car for him. We didn't really know what he wanted to race, and then finally got the stock car, and now he's pretty excited to get going racing, so pretty excited to help him with his career of racing.
Yeah.
But then once both these cars are done and my brother and I are racing, then we're gonna focus back on the late model and get a motor for it and everything else done to it. Then all three of us will be racing. Then we just need to get another trailer and truck.
Yeah, we need to get two trucks and another trailer.
Yeah. And then hopefully down the road, probably gonna be pretty far down the road, we'll get a stacker
Yeah.
so we can haul at least two cars to the races, and then have another truck haul the other race car.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I just can't wait till this year or this season for racing. I've been thinking about it a lot, hoping that I'm gonna get better places than I had last year. Last year was fun to get the top 5, but I definitely could have done better. I look back and I can see my problems I made, all the mistakes I made.
Yeah, and a lot of that was your dad's trial and error. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of threw things together.
Well, it was also our first season my first season modified, but everything's so different from back when he used to race. That we just had to try new things all the time.
I kind of had to learn it all over again.
Yeah, because all we've been really racing for 6-7 years now, about, is late models. And then now we got to learn everything on the stock car.
Cool thing about it is Tucker's he's been having such an itch about going racing that they have the stuff at the school that he can actually do some of this stuff. So he started building a new back bumper for his modified, started making some shims to shim up the engine, and a few other things he's made in the shop for his car. So that's kind of neat. I mean, being able to use the lathe and the CNC machine and the welder. I mean, it's pretty neat, you know. I mean, especially you can learn that kind of stuff, and you can go to school and work on your own stuff, and you even get a grade on it. So that's it's a win-win all the way around, you know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And like I said, hopefully eventually, we'll get our welder set up down here, and you'll be able to do all the welding as far as, bumpers and that sidebar for the right side on all three cars, and then the bumpers on all three cars. That'll kind of give you a chance to do that, and hopefully this winter when we get another bay put off over here on the north side to put the cars in, we can put a jig in here and you can jig up your first modified.
That's one of my lifetime goals, is just to, not
I mean-
really a lifetime goal, but before I turn 20, I just want to build a modified that I can race, build whatever I want on it.
And we're not trying to build to make them, because there's plenty of chassis manufacturers out there, If somebody wants one, maybe, build maybe one or two or something, but
Mainly just for ourselves.
yeah. If we build a jig where we can build either a modified or even building the stock car, that'd be a big plus.
I just want to, my goal is to just make a modified where I can race and have it be my own modified, and
Where everything fits to you.
yeah, everything's for me, everything there is what I want. I just want to build a modified, and then I eventually want to start making bodies for race car, our race cars, and that would be pretty fun, cool. So we could just have our own setup, just one place we get a modified or stock car or something built, then go to the next place and we have our body built, and then just put it all together right there.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool. What are your racing?
I don't know, basically I'm just gonna be on the sideline watching you guys, trying to get you guys comfortable and familiar with your cars. That's basically I'm putting mine on the back burner so I can get you guys both on the track. I know it's gonna kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. I did that last year, but I'd have to say I was pretty pumped watching you out there. I was always constantly doing something on your car, getting it ready while you guys were watching the races to see where to enter exit out of the corners, where the rough spots were, where everybody else was running at. So while you guys were doing that, I was in the pits, getting your tires prepped, checking the tire pressure, making sure, all four corners, there was nothing loose on the car, making sure the fuel was topped off, any of the oils were topped off. I basically did all of that just and a lot of that, I think, when you guys were up there in North Platte the second night, a lot of that really, came into play. I went in and I scrubbed the tires down, we got them all grinded up, and, I really thought that probably really helped you out, getting the car to hook up and stick. There's some people that they just jump in the car and go, and they don't do anything with them, and fight it. And a lot of it has to do with getting them tires prepped, getting that glaze off the top of off the skins, just so you can get traction. There's a lot of stuff that plays into this, but one of them is, just getting them tires prepped, getting the right air pressure in them, right stagger and everything. Be able to read the track where you need to adjust your bars and stuff. So that's basically what my goal is this year, beginning of the year, is just making sure these cars are set up to where these guys can get in the cars and they're not all over the track, they're not fighting the car, and they're just being competitive. So that's basically my goals for this year, is just to kind of get you guys going in the right direction. I mean, maybe next year I'd like to get these two guys, my boys, to one of them classes, like Bob Harris or Shaw Racing School or something. That way they can kind of get a little more hands-on, get more knowledge than what I have to offer. I can get them the basics and stuff, but if we can further our program to where we can all jump in at the same time, and that way makes it a little easier on me and stuff. But yeah, so sounds like this week it's going to be nice weather, but next week it's going to get cold again. And then, like I said, we've got plans going on this weekend. My daughter, she turns 14 this weekend, so we'll be going to North Platte. So we won't be doing any videoing on Saturday or Sunday. So I think we're just going up there for the day and coming back. I don't know for sure.
I don't really know what the plan is, but all we know is that we're not going to be able to make videos this weekend because of the birthday.
But like last weekend or the weekend before, we didn't do any, but we did make it up when we went down to get the stock car and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm grateful for the guy that we talked to about trading. The guy had a stock car on the internet, and he had it in the trade area, and I kind of just made a deal with him, and I was pretty pumped when he said, "Yep, let's go for it." I mean, we went from almost 2 race-ready cars down to now we're just 1 ready race car and 3 cars we're trying to put together. So it gave us a little more work, but we're definitely going to take the challenge. We're not we're not afraid to take challenges in this shop.
Nope.
And like I said, I mean, I've taught my middle son Tucker a lot about cars, and like I said, this weekend when I was over here working on this car and Tucker was over here working on his car, I really did. I mean, I was comfortable enough to where I could let him do his thing. I'd tell him exactly what I needed done to it, and he went right to town and he got it done.
That's what I like. I liked how Dad was over here with my brother working on their car, and me and Thomas were over there working on my car. And it was fun because I don't really, I do a lot of the work on the car, but Dad always steps in a lot. He always tells me to go do something, but then he always comes over and kind of takes over, but I still help him. But
I guess I've always just been the kind of guy where I want it done right. So if something does go wrong, it's my fault.
that's how I am with Thomas too. I like Thomas because he tries real hard to get stuff done, and he tries real hard to help us.
And he is a good worker. I mean, you tell him something to do, and
he does it.
he does it. I mean, he wants to eventually get into racing too, but he's got to wait till he's
Old enough.
done with his school and he's old enough to move out on his own. And like I said, eventually, maybe later on, it'll probably be about 2 more years, probably. But we'll probably have another addition to our racing team.
Thomas.
I mean, like I said, it has to do with a lot of the youth, trying to get these younger generation into racing so we can keep this racing going for years to come. You know, I mean, there's so many tracks that are closing down because, you know, they can't get the car count because a lot of it, people don't want to go to the races or they can't afford it and stuff like that. But I want to be a kind of guy that, you know, if you come up to me and you say, hey, you know, I want to try racing, you know, and if I got a car, you know, I'm willing to give somebody a chance, you know, and then that's what I want to do for Thomas. Like I say, he's a really good kid. He
tries his hardest.
Yeah.
I mean, like I hate that I always butt in and do stuff my way. Like I do things, like we're working together. Like the other day when we were pulling transmission out of my car, we were doing stuff together, and I just kept butting in and doing it myself because I don't want.
He actually got that from me.
Yeah, I don't know why I do it. I just feel because he steps in all the time and does all the work, and I just want to do work, and like I like getting my hands dirty. I like working with my hands, but it just sucks that I always butt in Thomas's way when I tell him to do something or we tell him to do something, and then he does it, like putting on the body, he does it, and then I always butt in, and it just sucks. So that's definitely something I need to work on, letting him take control of stuff, doing his own stuff. But yeah, eventually he'll get in his own car, hopefully. Yeah.
And anybody from the Nebraska surrounding area like Clay Center, if you guys want to be part of our team as far as like, you know, working in the pits, leave a comment. Let us know if you're interested and you want to go to the races, but you don't really know anybody at the races, so you don't go. If you guys want to be part of our team, as far as pit crewing, let us know. We're always welcome to let anybody come in our team and learn the tricks of the trade of racing. Just let us know.
So we did with Thomas. Thomas and I have been friends for 6 or 7 years now, and he didn't really, like, we raced the entire time, but he didn't really understand too much about it. And then these past year or two, he's really starting to understand a lot more stuff. And he usually comes to every race with us. The 3-day show in North Platte, well, the practice day and 2 nights of racing. He was there all night, every day with us.
McCool 100.
Yeah, McCool 100. He wasn't there for our Beatrice race because he had stuff going on that weekend.
Yeah.
But he's been with us mainly all the time for racing. He's always there. He only missed a couple races this year, but this upcoming year he's definitely going to be there with us a lot. And he enjoys being there with us. Like, he likes working on the cars and stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty fun to have a person your own age working with you who you've been friends with for a while.
And he's not afraid to ask questions, which is great, because
Yeah.
I like that. When he asks questions like, well, what's going on here? What's that doing? Or what are they doing that, you know?
Yeah.
There's never a wrong answer to ask or a stupid question to ask. You know, if you're curious and you want to know,
Just don't be afraid to
Yeah.
ask.
so.
But yeah, that's mainly our 2021 season plans, I guess.
Well, like I said, we're going to get a lot more busier eventually when we start getting some of the stuff to fall into place. I mean, like I said, it just takes time and money, and everybody knows that. But that's just part of racing. But like I said, hopefully, you know, we get the front end parts for his car. We can get some more, you know, video of us actually getting that car put together, and instead of just the car still sitting, it's either in the air or on the ground. I mean, that's how most of our videos are. It seems like the cars, well, his car hardly ever moves other than up and down.
Yeah.
This car might be in the middle, it might be shot over there, now it's over here in the corner again, but it's facing east and west. And then we got the stock car in here at an angle. I mean, hopefully later on once we get the motor out, we'll take this up to the house garage, so we can make it a little easier to work around both, or at least the stock car,
Yeah.
so.
But hopefully this week, because we can't work this weekend, but hopefully this week we'll be able to put the front end on, hopefully be able to put the front end on. And then,
And who knows, maybe this weekend, if we get it all put together, you know, like I did last year, you know, we took Tucker out south of town over here, just so he could get familiar with the transmission, because he's like, Dad, I don't know how to run that
I've never
transmission. He goes, I said, it's pretty easy. I said, you just push the clutch in, you hold the clutch in when you get it in first to get on the track, you hold the clutch in reverse to get it to go backwards, and then once you get it up to, what was it, 2200 RPMs or something like
yeah,
that?
it's like 2200 RPMs, you just slam it back in race gear. And
Race gear, and then away
ready
you
to
go.
And then when the race is over, you just got your last final lap, and then you just, our track's got the big old turn
To get off
the track, so you got that whole turn to get down into first gear again. Which usually you just, right as you get onto the turn, right about a little bit past the flagpole, you just put it in first and you can coast pretty far into the turn.
And then once the car gets down to about 1200 RPM, then you can kind of push it on the clutch so you're not wrapping the motor up.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah, that's basically about it.
I mean,
Maybe this week or next week we'll get the 604 out of the late model, and then when the modified's over here, we might, if we ain't got anything to do on the stock car, we'll just drop the 604 in the modified and get everything else put in there. So, yep.
I mean, eventually, hopefully, if we get good enough and we get people interested, you know, hopefully we can start getting some sponsors, you know, I mean, because a lot of it is, you know, racing has to do with a lot of sponsors helping. I mean,
Most of the all the big people
yeah,
have
big people have
sponsors.
lots of sponsors.
They sponsor a car.
I mean, for our sponsorship, you know, we don't really.
We don't want nothing big.
Big, and you know, if you could help us out with, you know, just sponsoring us some tires or racing fuel.
If you guys have any, like, if you were to have any business or anything, you just get a big old sticker on the side of the car, decal of your business, and then you provide us something, and then we have you have your sticker on our car, or your business on our car.
But yeah, that's about all we have really got going on. Like I said, once we get all the parts put together on the lower control arms, we'll be able to, hopefully, like I said, get this car rolling on its own 4 tires and wheels. At least at that time, it'll feel like we're moving forward. Huh?
Yeah.
You know, we get all 4 tires on this thing, and then we get the motor and transmission back in. It'll definitely feel like we're accomplishing something, you know. I mean, our biggest accomplishment would just be to get these cars
Ready on time.
and get them ready for the practice, so we can actually get out to a track to practice first. Because like last year, we didn't have our cars done for any practices. I mean, luckily, you know, Lincoln County, they started their season late, so they had a practice day, but we didn't have his car ready to go. But you know, we had my car all put together, so he was able to turn some track or some laps on that to kind of get him familiar. And I mean, they're 2 different cars, so they're totally 2 different types. You know, they both turn left and they go fast, but you know, you got a modified that's only got like an 8-inch tire, and you got these that's got like a 14-inch tire.
There's definitely a big difference.
So,
But hopefully this year the tracks will be able to start on time, which I'm thinking they are, but don't want to jinx it or
I
anything.
don't want to jinx it.
But hopefully they get going on time or able to.
I mean, it seems like a lot of tracks down south are going pretty good. They're not having any issues.
Yeah.
So that's a big plus, you know.
But yeah, that's basically all of our plans and stuff for the 2021 season. All of our plans for the cars, and yeah. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Especially comment if you want to join our racing program as pit crew or anything. Help us around the shop or anything in our area. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll see you next time.